everybody. I'm Joe.
And I'm Melissa.
And together we are J&M Photo Video, and we'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Blue Hour, our podcast where we talk about wedding photography, videography, and all things creative entrepreneurship.
And this is our first episode in 2024, so we're excited to be back. We took a little break for the holidays, and it feels like every sickness went through our house in the month of December. Yep. So we're excited to be back. And in this episode, we're going to be kind of recapping our 2023 year and then our goals that we have for 2024.
So first off, we'd like to just say a big thanks to all of the people who were in front of our camera in 2023, all of our couples and families. It was a great year.
Yeah. We've definitely grown a lot this year in our style as well as, our business as well. We've gotten to meet new people, new couples. And so we're just thankful and grateful for everybody that was in front of our camera this year.
Yep. And we took the spring off last year.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us why? Since it was...
Yeah, it was kind of my thing, I guess. I mean, it was our thing. So we welcomed our second daughter in March. So she's going to be 1 here in a couple months. And so we kind of took from January until almost June completely off to just enjoy her and transition from being a family of 3 to being a family of 4.
Yep.
So we kind of got a later start into weddings in 2023. So we're excited to be diving into wedding season earlier this year.
Way earlier, February.
Yeah, February is our first wedding this year. Yep. So we're excited to be getting into it a little faster this year.
Yeah. It was a good break.
It was a good break. It was needed.
Necessary.
It really helped with the transition into being a family of 4.
And despite that break, we crammed a lot into the second half of 2023.
Yeah, we pretty much fit an entire year worth of weddings into September and October.
Yes.
In 2023. So we definitely, by the time we got to November and December, we were kind of like, okay, we need a little break.
The bags are still under my eyes. It's
yes,
fine. I'm
still recovering from wedding season last year.
So something exciting that we did was we rebranded.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of speaking on the business kind of larger picture side. We rebranded.
Yeah, that was one of our goals in 2023 was to really focus in on our business and our brand. And so we actually worked with a girl that I went to high school with. She owns Origin Design Collective. Her name is Sam Jones. She's an amazing graphic designer. So if you're in need of any graphic design work, definitely reach out to her, and we'll be sure to tag her in the show notes and in the description on YouTube.
For sure. We just thought it was important to elevate our brand and our online presence to what we feel like our customer experience has become.
Yeah.
So we worked with her. We chatted through a lot of things.
Yeah. And she really helped us solidify our brand identity.
Yep.
She kind of guided us through the process of who is J&M.
Yes.
And so I really feel like that helped us develop who we were as a business instead of just, they're people that do photography and videography.
Agreed.
What do we really care about with our business and what is our passion behind it?
Yep.
So she really helped kind of coach us in that aspect.
Yes. Yeah, she was great. Would totally recommend.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Would do again.
Yeah.
Yes.
So. Yeah. But what Joe was saying is our customer experience really grew in 2023. We've added, we used to with our booking process, years ago, we'd send a contract and people would have to physically sign it and scan it back. Now we've moved to completely digital. So everything we just use through a software. Contracts are signed that way. Invoices are paid with a credit card. We don't do Venmo or PayPal anymore because it's just easier to keep track of in one place.
But even the way we treat our couples, the way we do things, we were always pretty good because I come from a customer service background, and so do you too.
I mean, I was a teacher, so
right.
I really care about kind of coaching people through the wedding planning process.
Yeah, and you planned our wedding. Well, we planned our wedding.
We planned it together.
Right. You did a lot of that heavy lifting. Yeah. So our client experience has always been good, but we've picked up those couple things.
Right.
Those little pieces through
and I mean
the
we've implemented questionnaires. That was something new we started offering in 2023. I don't think we did that in 2022. If we did, it was some of the last couple weddings in 2022.
Yep.
But so we'll send our couples questionnaires that kind of give us more information about their wedding before we have like a final planning call with them.
In a format that's offline and they can be chilling and filling it out on their phone.
Yeah, like they could
kind of
sit on
thing.
their couch and fill out this questionnaire.
Yeah. That's something I'm proud of in 2023, that we've added all those little client experience like pieces. So
For sure. For sure.
yeah. Let's talk about weddings in the interest of keeping this like short.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing's about weddings, but let's talk about our favorite moments of weddings in 2023. Do you want to kick us off?
I mean, every wedding has special moments. Like if I go back and I look at galleries or videos that we created in 2023, like I'll be like, oh, remember this, remember that. So every wedding has those moments. And there's definitely moments in weddings where, you know not to look at me because I'm going to cry.
Right.
Like every father-daughter dance, like my camera's in front of my face because I am literally a puddle. Like,
yeah, not everyone, but most of them.
I think I cried at every single one this year.
Did you?
Yeah.
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 I'm usually too busy trying to photograph everything because I know you're.
Well, I mean, I'm still going to cover it. I'm still going to like do my very best.
Very true.
But like, I definitely, because I mean, we have 2 little girls. So like, I picture them dancing with you at their weddings. So yeah. Which leads me to my favorite moment of 2020.
What is your favorite moment of 2023?
So we had a wedding where the bride's parents were both deaf. And so they used American Sign Language to communicate. And the bride, during her father-daughter dance, signed the lyrics of the song so that her dad knew where they were in the music. And that like, I'm like getting teary thinking about it.
Yeah,
like
that was super sweet.
It was so sweet. It was such a special moment. And for her to do that for her dad so that like he could have that moment with his daughter, that was just like amazing.
Yeah,
like,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I think that was definitely my favorite wedding moment I mean, I loved that whole wedding.
Yeah, that was a fun wedding.
And it poured rain and like people like don't want rain on their wedding day, but that couple was willing to go out in the rain and take photos and was all about it.
Still having fun.
Still enjoying their wedding.
Yep.
And it was just a good time.
It was. Yeah. That's actually one of my favorite moments from the season too, was the groom in that wedding got called into his getting ready suite that morning.
He was
afternoon.
Like just learning ASL,
He was
right?
just learning ASL. Yeah. He's proficient enough that he can get through, I think.
Yeah.
That was at least the impression I got. If you're listening, I'm sure you're proficient more than I think.
Yeah.
But he was learning his vows or going through his vows again and practicing with the officiant.
Yeah.
He kind of like grabbed my shoulder and said, "Hey, can you get in here and take a few photos?" And I'm like, "Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, that's fantastic. Thank you for telling me."
Right.
So I got to kind of be a fly on the wall in that room and just watch those two go through it, and just like the care and intention of that groom trying to be sure he had it exactly right.
Yeah.
It was just so cool.
Yeah.
It was just neat to see.
For sure.
And it was really cool for me to photograph that moment and freeze it in time for them.
Yes. Yes.
And then kind of on like the fun side of things, we had a couple do an Irish goodbye.
Oh yeah, that was so fun.
We hadn't done until this year.
We were their excuse to leave.
Yes.
Like, oh, we have to go take some photos. And so we kind of helped them escape.
Yes. They wanted to do a secret exit instead of the big flashy exit. So
they didn't want anyone to know they were leaving.
Yeah.
Which then, like, one of the bridesmaids told you earlier that day, like, hey, when the wedding's over, I'm going to jump in the pond.
We're like, okay.
Okay, like,
fine.
whatever. And, like, we were literally at the Irish goodbye, and Joe, like, knew what time she was going to, like, jump in the pond. So, literally, he ran down a hill to go catch her jumping in the pond.
After the car was gone, I'm like, crap, I got to run. Like, I think she's going to.
He literally sprinted down the hill with, like, 2 cameras in his hands. Like,
dangling.
You know, just to catch, like, a bridesmaid in her full dress. Like, just go straight into a pond.
I got down there and she looked at me and I looked at her and she's like, "Yeah, I'm doing it. Come on." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So
that was a fun wedding.
There were people like gathered around with phones.
Yeah.
And like,
there were definitely traditions in that wedding like we had never seen before. Like, I guess a Southern tradition is like you bury a bottle of whiskey.
Yep.
Like at your wedding venue, and then you like dig it up on wedding day, and like the groom, like bare hands, like just. Yeah. And this was right before their bridal portraits. Like, you know, his hands are covered in dirt and, oh, now we got to go take photos. Yeah. Like,
it worked out. It
did. It did.
Yeah. I think somebody like helped dust him off.
Yeah, I think so too. And I don't think her dress got that much dirt on it if it did.
No. But that was a cool wedding. That was I think like one of my favorite fun moments from the year.
For sure.
There's others that I'm sure I could think of if I had another minute or two to sit and ponder, but like that's the one that comes to mind is like the funnest.
Reflecting a little bit back too on like the parties of our weddings, I feel like the DJs this year really brought it.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of our DJs really like
Indeed
kept a good party going.
Yep.
So definitely we added some of our DJs from 2023 to our recommendation list.
Yep.
So when our brides are asking, we're sending names along.
It was a good year for DJs.
It really was.
Yeah. And it's nice to make those connections too.
Right. Because that's the vendor we get asked about the most.
Yes.
Is a DJ.
Yep.
Followed by like hair and makeup.
Exactly. Yeah. But everybody wants to know DJ because that's kind of like a little further in the process, right?
Right.
So, and it's nice to be getting that reputation to be a vendor who knows other vendors enough to be trusted for that recommendation. So, yeah, it's another cool facet of 2023 that we made some good progress in. Yeah.
I really like all the relationships that we've built in 2023.
Yes.
I feel like we've really built strong relationships with our 2024 clients that have already done their engagement sessions.
Yep.
And even the 2024 clients that haven't had their engagement sessions yet, I feel like we really have started that good relationship with them. And we're in the process of booking their engagement sessions now.
Yes.
So.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it comes with being more comfortable in our business and more comfortable in the process. So, yeah, those relationships this year really, I think, improved. And I feel like we were a lot more connected with the majority of our couples this year.
Yeah. And I think we have a good foundation for our 2024 couples.
We do. I'm so excited.
I know.
I miss it.
And we're going to some venues that we're really excited about.
Yes.
Some of our favorite venues.
We're going to one venue. I don't even know how many times.
We're going to one venue 4 times, and then we're going to another venue 3 times.
Yeah,
I think
which is pretty exciting.
Is it 3?
I think it is 3. Yeah,
you know the venue I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. I do think it's 3.
I think it's 3. I think the one we just recently booked is that venue.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
But that'll be super fun because we'll want to do those each differently.
Yes.
And honor each day.
We're not going to want them to look the same.
Right.
And they're not going to because everybody's style of their wedding is going to be different.
Right. I'm excited to see how that all works out. We're in the same place, but it still looks different.
And we're in the same place like back-to-back weekends too.
Right.
Like
with different people, with different styles.
Yeah.
With different families.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be so fun.
Yeah.
Super pumped.
Yeah.
So goals for 2024.
Yes.
Switching to 2024. Mm-hmm. Because we are now in 2024, which still is weird to me.
I know. I keep saying like this year.
This year.
And I mean 2023.
Right.
So I'm like not really transitioned to 2024 yet.
Yeah.
But I'm working on it.
Yeah. So what are our goals for 2024 then?
To keep building those good relationships with clients.
Yep.
To keep booking more weddings and building those relationships. I think we're almost booked for the year though.
We're getting close. We're getting real
I'm
close.
Not like comfortable taking on many more so that I can give our best possible customer experience to our current clients.
And we're starting to see a lot of like duplicate requests too, which sometimes we can swing and sometimes it gets tricky. So
it definitely gets tricky when we get inquiries for the same date because we want to be able to be everywhere at once and we can't.
Right.
We're only 2 people.
Yeah. But we would like to book a little bit more.
Yeah.
I would say
I don't
we're
want to put
almost
a number
there.
on it.
I know, I don't either. I think
either.
this is
This is not the place to put a number on it.
Nor the time to decide.
No. We haven't discussed how many more we're willing to take on yet.
We'll know it when we see it.
Yeah. when we've looked at our calendar and we're like, we need to be done.
Yeah. But we love being a part of wedding days and it's fun for us. And I don't know. I'm super excited to get into the year and have a more spread out year because that joy, like coming from those weddings will be spread through the whole year pretty much.
I mean, right now we have a wedding every month except for
March, I think.
January, March, and December.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Given our current place in life with our soon-to-be 1-year-old.
Yes.
Like those are the times where you...
Yeah. I mean, she's going to be 1 in March.
To dip a little.
So and we couldn't plan a first birthday party with our oldest because COVID. So it'll be exciting to plan a first birthday party and be able to have a party for her.
Agreed.
So I'm very excited for that.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else is coming in 2024? What are our other goals for the year?
Well, I want to be as consistent with Blue Hour as possible.
Right.
Which we're doing our best.
Yeah. Yeah. We had to take a little hiatus.
We did have to take a little hiatus. We were still recovering
and sickness
from
and
however many weddings we did in the span of September and October.
Yeah. And doing our best to get people things quickly.
Yes. Because we're gonna prioritize getting people their galleries and their videos before we prioritize Blue Hour. Right. At least for now. I don't see us. I mean, we're not technically full time.
Right.
So to us, our clients come first with getting them their stuff.
And with any free time that we have.
And with any free time, it's gonna be getting that stuff to them, and then Blue Hour comes next.
Yeah. So. But I think we'll have a good year with Blue Hour. I think we have a pretty good system in place for it now.
Yeah.
And I think we've had some fun conversations about potentially having guests.
Yes, we've had some conversation with some people.
Could be super fun.
Yes.
We'll
we got to figure out how we're going to do that.
We'll have to show a wall that's not the one right behind us.
Oh, I know.
So we'll have to figure that part out.
Yeah. Our lovely concrete black wall.
Yeah, but having guests would be fun because it just expands the conversation.
For sure.
I'd be excited to have those conversations.
Yes. And it gets other people's perspective on things, not just ours.
Yep.
So,
yep.
What is another goal that we have for 2024, Joe?
So a goal that we have that you've been crushing since
trying.
January 1st is to be present and accounted for on social media.
Yeah. I've been trying to focus more on Instagram.
Yep.
I feel like in the past, I've really focused more on Facebook.
Yep.
But I also feel like right now I'm kind of slacking on Facebook because I'm putting all my energy on Instagram.
And I think that's okay. I think it ebbs and flows.
Yes.
And I think people are different places. Yes. And we're still present on Facebook. Just not as
we're still present.
Frequently.
I'm just not as posting as regularly. Right. Yeah. And I feel like it's just a different platform.
Right.
And Instagram is more of that digestible, quickly stuff.
Yep.
Like Facebook is more, I don't know. You have to see it a million times before it recognizes.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Kind of. Explain.
I don't know. I feel like on Facebook, you almost have to do sponsored ads or share your stuff a million times.
Yeah. It's
Whereas
not as...
on Instagram, you can sit there and scroll reels for ever.
Yeah. And they're a lot more relevant, and there's not as many sponsored things. No. And at least I don't.
And there's not as many it's not as much text.
Right. It's a lot more visual.
It's more just visual. And so I've been trying to make more reels and trying to post more. Yeah. We did attend a styled shoot recently.
We did. That was fun.
It was really fun. We got to network with a lot of photographers and videographers in the area. And so I've been trying to post a lot of our content from that.
Yeah. It's been really fun seeing you interact with people in that fashion too.
I guess. Yeah.
So, because we've had a lot of interesting buzz and people getting in touch and
I mean, we got a wedding inquiry from it.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
That's exciting.
Yes, super exciting.
What else? So, the biggest content that I want to really focus on for us is reels.
Right.
Because in my research on social media and how to grow your business on social media, the biggest thing is reels right now.
Right.
That's what the Instagram algorithm likes.
Yeah.
And so you can post and you can tag and you can do all that stuff and you can hashtag and whatever.
Right.
But the biggest thing that's going to get more eyes on your content in my research is
Mine
reels.
Too. Yeah.
So and our people getting married right now are in their 20s typically.
Right.
I feel like a lot of our couples this year were later 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
Or this year, I mean 2023.
Well, 23, yeah. In 24, I feel like we've shifted a little younger.
I feel like our couples in 24 are more the mid 20s, early 20s.
Right.
And those people, and more of who we're trying to attract to book us for their wedding, are in their mid, early 20s.
Sure.
And they're on Instagram.
Right.
So
Yeah. I feel like the demographic has switched
Yeah,
a little
for
bit.
sure.
Where Facebook used to have more of those folks, but I don't think that's as prevalent
No.
anymore.
I feel like Facebook is a lot of people our age and older.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're in our 30s, so.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really do much on there anymore.
No, I'm
I use
only
it-
really on Facebook because I run a business.
Right.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
I really haven't Facebooked for
Yeah.
years. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But being present on social is important.
Yes.
And I think that's a good thing for us to take moving forward. And I'm completely fine doing a little less on Facebook and a little
Yeah.
more on Instagram. I think that's a
Right.
wise way
Yeah.
for.
And I
year.
mean, with Blue Hour here, we're being more active on YouTube.
True.
And with Reels, we should also be making shorts
Right.
on YouTube. And
Yes.
like,
All the things.
Yeah, all the things.
places.
All the places. Something else that I want to do, and I don't really know what that looks like yet, is I want to provide education in some form. And I know Blue Hour's doing that
Yeah.
in a way.
Mhm.
Like we're giving information about booking your vendors, and
Yep.
I'm hoping
Some of these might be more vendor
and
photographer
I think,
specific.
And I think with some of the ones we have planned in the future, they're going to be more photographer specific and less
Sure.
like couple specific. But I would like to offer education in another aspect of potentially holding like a workshop at some point this year. So yeah,
That would be super fun.
yeah,
We've had some talks about it,
yeah.
and I think we're in kind of the beginning stages.
Definitely the
Right.
beginning stages.
But I feel like it's really doable, and I feel like the way we would want to do it would be super helpful and something that
Yes.
hasn't been offered.
Or that we
in this
haven't
area,
like seen offered.
Haven't seen offered.
If it
in-
has, we haven't noticed.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
But we want to provide some sort of education workshop where photographers that are just getting into the wedding industry
Yep.
can listen to like how we provide customer service to our clients, can ask questions. We're hoping to have some of our couples there,
Yeah.
like our past couples that are willing to model
Yeah.
for these people.
But the customer service
So,
piece is
the
like,
customer service piece, I think, is so important.
it's a core tenet of J&M.
Yeah.
Right. So we feel like we have a lot to offer there
Yeah.
in a workshop format that would
For
just
sure.
be really helpful for
And
people.
I mean, the whole like start of our business was because you attended a workshop.
True. Yes. Yeah. That I'm very grateful for. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw that workshop on Instagram while I was working a completely different job than I was now. I had been doing photography forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that'd be kind of cool. Like, I
Yeah.
wonder if I could do weddings. And
Right.
then I went there. The people were super cool. I fell in love with the whole thing. And now
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah.
So what a cool callback it would be
For sure.
to be able to offer something like that to others.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of where my heart is.
Right. And so we just want to be able to offer education.
Yep.
Because we feel like we know a thing or two at this point. And
Watch the copyright infringement.
oh my gosh. And so, yeah. But in turn, like we're also going to be getting education this year.
Yes.
So we're attending a photo summit later this year, where the lineup of speakers is people that have been in the industry for a long time.
Yep.
And they're people that are well respected in the industry. And
Yep.
so we're excited to go and learn and
Yep.
hear what they have to say.
Because it's so important to me that we always keep pushing and keep learning. I never want to be like plateau in my
No.
knowledge. I want to keep
No.
figuring it out.
And I feel like, especially in 2023, I feel like our knowledge of the craft and the art behind it has definitely grown.
For sure. Yep.
You know, we're not just going and to a wedding and
Yeah.
taking the photos and leaving. Like,
Right.
we're making them beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
So, and I don't know. I try in every wedding, I'm going to give them something artistic too.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I'm not
Right.
going to just do the,
Yeah.
all right, look at the camera and smile.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
I'm going to
Yep.
give them something that if they wanted
You're gonna
to
give
frame
them
it and put it
something-
on their wall as
Yeah.
like art, they
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You're getting super good at that.
well,
And I respect
thanks.
it a ton.
I'm trying.
Because I can do that to some level, but like the way you see things sometimes is just wild. So
Yeah.
it's cool to see.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you did some pretty cool stuff too in 2023.
Yeah. But
So.
just the concept of continuing to push that boundary, push that
For
knowledge
sure.
level, push
For
the
sure.
experiences is super important. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to listen to other people who are further along down the path and see what they have to say and geek out with other people who are there and just the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, this wasn't in our notes, but I want to ask you. So, in 2023, Joe, we kind of traded off engagement sessions. Like you would take an engagement session, then I would take an engagement session.
Yep.
And on those engagement sessions, we challenged each other. Do you remember what the challenge was?
I do. We challenge each other to do a double exposure.
An in-camera double exposure.
An in-camera double exposure on every session to see who could pull off the coolest one.
Yeah. I want to do it again.
Okay.
In 2024.
Yeah.
And
should we pick a new thing that's not a double exposure?
I don't know.
Maybe we should.
Well, maybe we put on our Instagram stories all of our double exposures.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
From 2023 that we're on engagement sessions.
We could do like a head-to-head thing.
Yeah, and see who gets the most votes.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I don't know.
We could do it blind too.
Yeah, like we won't say who it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I love the idea that you had, and I think other people really did too.
Yeah.
Where we posted or you posted photos that either of us took and had people guess the photographer. That was super cool.
Yeah. So I think we do it with our double exposures.
Yeah, that could be cool. I got an idea. Do it in March.
In March?
March Madness double exposure.
Oh my gosh.
Double exposure bracket.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how to set that up.
Huh?
All I know is how to make the little polls.
Oh, well, that's what you would do, but like you'd have a winner for each one.
Like A or B?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then B wins and goes on to the next bracket.
All right. Okay, we could do it in March.
Yeah, let's do
it. So
it.
it's just our 2023 double exposures?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is wrong with me?
I don't know. Get a drink.
Yeah. This is basement. All right. I love that idea.
Yeah.
So coming in March, 2023, double exposure.
Yeah.
March Madness bracket stuff.
You heard it here first. Should we wrap this up? Was there anything else?
All 10 of our listeners will go to our Instagram and vote.
That's 10 people that'll vote.
That's 10 people.
Yeah. I think we should wrap this up. What do you
let's
think?
wrap it up.
Where can they find us?
Well, they can find us at J&M Photo Video on Instagram. And it's like A-N-D.
Right.
On Instagram. We're also on Facebook, YouTube.
Yep.
And jnmphotovideo.com.
Not TikTok.
No, we're not on TikTok. I'm too old for TikTok.
Agreed.
I don't think I can TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's too complicated.
Yeah. And then the podcast,
Blue Hour
with J&M, is available on all places your popular podcasts are found. Apple, Spotify, I believe Google as well.
I don't know. I listen on Apple.
It's in several places. So look for us there. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're on the YouTube platform. Drop us a DM on Instagram. We always love trying to answer those. And
feel free to send us like a topic that you want to hear us talk about.
Yeah.
We have some planned, but we would love to hear from what our listeners would like to hear us talk about.
This show was actually a suggestion.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I put up the comment box on our stories, and someone suggested that we do a recap of 2023, and then I don't remember if it was the same person suggested goals for 2024 or if it was a separate suggestion.
Yeah.
I don't really remember.
Yeah.
But this was a suggested one.
Yeah. But we love interacting. So feel free to drop us a note, and we'll see you there.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.